What was your favorite and least favorite part about Rexall Place? This is a great question. Rexall was a unique place, and obviously being an older rink, it had its quirks, but it was also kind of a special place. When I first signed with Edmonton, it was 2006. I got to be there and witness that cup run and really just see something kind of undescribable with how loud it was in that building. It was just absolute insanity. So that was kind of always burned in my brain and had a special place for me. So, the noise when things got going, when that place got rocking, unfortunately we didn't get it rocking too often when we were playing, but when it did, it was pretty awesome. The dressing room was phenomenal. It had been remodeled and was really, really well done. So getting to go there every day, and we practiced there, almost all the time as well. So getting to spend the time in that room, it's a place that you spend a lot of time with the guys in. So when you have a great space like that was really well laid out, really well thought out, and the amenities were incredible, that's where you spend the majority of your time. That was an incredible part about Rexall. Two of my least favorite things about Rexall Place. One, outside parking. There was no indoor parking at Rexall Place, and everybody knows how cold it gets in Edmonton in the winter. And so fortunately for us, we had guys that were working at the rink that were great and were helping us. So our cars would be started and warmed up when you came out, but you're still walking in a suit out to your car. And when you park it to go in and practice days and that, having your car freezing cold when you get out there, that was not the best ever. And even when it snowed and there's piles of snow on your car, not the best thing ever. And lastly, when I was on the ice, the lighting was tough, and they fixed it toward the end, but for a long time they didn't have the lighting equaled out on both sides. And I realized that going into the CBA negotiations in the 2012, a lot of things get talked about in CBA negotiations. Obviously, the money and everything is front and center, but a lot of things happen in those negotiations as well that have to do with hockey and making the game better and different things. And I realized I wasn't the only one who felt that way with the lighting in Rexall, and there were other goalies talking to them that there's just a lot of shadows the way they had it set. They didn't have the lighting bright enough, and it was too bright at one part, so there's shadows being cast, and so it was tough, especially at the start of games, the start of periods when the ice was freshly flooded. There was just a lot of shadows, a lot of crisscrossing shadows. So when guys are moving around, the puck's moving around, it was difficult. It wasn't easy compared to newer rinks with some really nice lighting. That just doesn't exist. So there are definitely some challenges with the lighting and the shadows when you're playing. Got used to it a little bit. Maybe I had a little bit of an advantage compared to guys that come in there. I remember going to Nassau Coliseum in the island. I only played there once, and that was the worst lighting I'd ever seen in my life. I remember pucks being in the neutral zone, and I'm like, if this guy shoots the puck at me, I'm not going to be able to see it. It's so dark in there, and there's so many shadows. So that was, fortunately, I didn't have to play there all the time, but when I say it was an advantage to play at Rexall with being used to lighting, maybe it wasn't, because I think let in a lot of goals there. But they fixed it after. It was one thing, small thing that they talked about, getting all the arenas with equal lighting and having the same type of look. So it was better after the lockout, but definitely a challenge in Rexall Place.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.